Hey, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to remove an old fence post that is completely surrounded by concrete. So you're not going to be able to dig it out. So I have a method on how you can actually pull it out of the ground, and then you can replace it with a brand new one without doing any concrete work. So in order to get the fence post out, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need a 2-ton bottle jack. We're going to need 2 Simpson angle brackets. You can pause the video to see the number on them. I think I got them at Lowe's or Home Depot. We're going to need some deckmate screws, 3 inches, and a piece of wood. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our bottle jack up against the post. Then we're going to take our 2 angle brackets and we're going to screw them into the post using the top screws. You could add a few more screws to this bracket lower so it doesn't bend up. But once we get it screwed into place, I'm going to add the piece of wood on top of that, and that's going to keep that angle bracket from bending up as I start to use the bottle jack to press that post out of the ground. So here's what it looks like once you get everything installed. Now, these posts that I removed were not that hard to get out of the ground. You might need to get a second bottle jack on the opposite side of the post so you can actually lift it up evenly. I didn't really need to do all that extra work, so one of them worked perfectly fine for this job, but you might have to add 2 bottle jacks to get your post out of the ground. So now it's time to start jacking up the post. It started moving immediately as soon as I started pumping the jack. Now this method works really great for a lot of fence posts that are rotten where people have side gates and the whole side yard is finished with concrete. They'll pour the concrete around the post and you can't dig it out. So this works really good for that method. Pretty much anywhere that the post is completely surrounded with a concrete slab, this is the technique you want to use to get those out. So after maxing my jack out a few times, I ended up flipping the bracket to the other side to put a little pressure at a different angle. It was actually starting to push it out sideways a little bit. So basically I just jack it up until the jack maxes out, and then I just add a few blocks of wood as spacers to fill in the gap. And then towards the end I just grabbed it by hand and pulled it out of the ground. So I want to leave you with one final tip. When you're reinstalling your new post, most likely it's not going to fit into the existing socket of cement. So you're going to have to plane it down a little bit just to get it in the hole. And once you get that in there, I recommend leaving a little gap. That way you can play with it side to side and get it level. And then once it's level, you can take some cement all or just get a bag of cement, the powder. We don't want like concrete because it has all the rocks in it. And then once you get that powder, you make a slurry out of it and you can pour that around the post. And once that dries, it'll lock that thing in place nice and level, and then you can start reassembling your fence. So if you have any questions about the video, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you could do me a huge favor, can you please like, share, and subscribe and ring that notification bell? And check out some other content right here.